Hi, we're hoping to make the church safer for the children.
It is safe.
Unfortunately
it's
not.
any home in the land. I'm sorry. One priest and you're out in the town about it. It happens. Why pick on the Catholic Church?
Well, we're hoping.
Go down to the Muslim place.
I wasn't abused in the Muslim place. I was raped by a priest when I was a little girl.
Even if you were, they wouldn't dare go down there. Are you Catholic?
Yeah. I think when history looks back on because we have spoken up, do you know they removed the predators and our church is safer. The church is safer because we've been speaking up. But when the predators are still in ministry, it's not safe.
No, they're not. I mean, they're doing things, but years and years ago.
Okay, sorry. Well, I hope you're right.
It's the media and all the likes of you that's keeping this going. And why now when the Pope is coming? It's not his fault. It happened years and years ago before he...
Well, we think he could do more to make things better. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're asking for your help to keep the children safe in the church. Hi, we're asking for your help to keep the children safe.
I'm glad you said that because 3 of my brothers were
I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
And the Christian brothers were trusted. My mother trusted them because she wasn't.
Of course.
Destroyed their lives.
Oh, I'm so
Became
sorry.
alcoholics. I go to church because I believe in God.
Yeah.
Not because I believe in the priest. And I'm very angry that this Pope is come and bless him because I'll tell you why. He swept it under the carpet and he knew it all along.
It's so true. Well, I'm so sorry for all you've had to suffer. You're very strong and
Dead now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'd
It
like
shouldn't
to
have happened.
To let people see you can't trust them.
My name is Barbara Blaine, B-L-A-I-N-E, and I'm president and founder of SNAP, Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests.
Barbara is taking part in an event organised by another group, Minister and Clergy Sexual Abuse Survivors. They hold a press conference.
There's no doubt about it that this week is going to be an unprecedented week for survivors of clergy abuse. We will watch as the Pontiff travels through the country and is afforded the accolades and the dignity of a head of state.
On June 11th, the Pope promised to do everything possible. And yet we don't see where he has made the change and where he is doing anything concrete. Anyone who has sexually abused a child should be immediately removed from ministry, regardless of where the abuse took place and where they are today. So we asked the Pope to establish a worldwide database with the names of the predators.
Well, do you want to tell the reporters? Yes, okay, well, come and tell them. Come on over and tell them. This woman's 3 brothers were abused by the Christian brother in Ireland, right? Yeah, tell them about what happened.
My mother wasn't well, so the 3 of them had to go into care. And one of them was raped when he was only 6 years old. The 3 are dead now. They have terrible lives. They're trying to forget what happened to them.
And what happened to the people that did this to you?
Nothing. They were sent all over the world. And one of my brothers had a conversation. What good was the money? His life was destroyed. Their marriages broke up. I like Pope John. I went to see him again. He was a lovely man, bless him. But when I heard that this Pope, Benedict, swept it under the carpet.
Oh, Barbara, how do you feel when you meet somebody like that, a lady like that?
Well, it's really heartbreaking to hear the stories of how her brothers suffered and the impact it's had on her and her whole family. And unfortunately, there's so many who have stories like that. And it's really sad. It makes me feel sad. It rings true. It touches my own experience as well.
This is why you're here.
Yeah. We want to reach out to people like her and invite her to be part of our network. So we want her to know she's not alone.
Barbara also tells fellow survivors about how she began to speak out.
I want you to know that I admire your courage, and I thank you for all that you've done to speak up, to face the horrible evil that we have all encountered. It is so painful but it's necessary to expose the truth. This is a picture of my perpetrator. This is Father Chet Warren. He was 43 when I was 13, which is when he began to abuse me. So my therapist was asking me why I wouldn't tell. The bottom line, honest reason I wouldn't tell his name is because he was bald. I was ashamed that as a teenager that I allowed someone to touch me who was this bald man. I mean, it's crazy, right? The bottom line is that I came to that awareness because I was in therapy. And the minute I came to that awareness that it was because he was bald, then of course I thought, well, how ridiculous. He was 43, I was 13. I had no choice. But once I was able to recognize that, then I was able to tell everyone.
I don't pass them out to children.
Why not?
Well, I think that we should have parents' permission before we talk to children. So we just prefer to give them to adults. Keep the children safe, make our church safer. Keep the children safe in our church.
Thank you very much.
So how do you know when you're finished?
I ran out of my flyers. We're going to be over in Edinburgh when the Pope arrives on Thursday. Going where the Pope is going.
Fight Paris over there, folks!
We're standing outside in front of the place where the Pope will pass soon. I don't know if he'll look this way, but those are the photos of victims of abuse by priests. I've never been this close.
Do you wish you could actually shout out, because you're only going to be 10 meters away, to actually tell them?
I feel as though we have made efforts previously to communicate with the Pope, and if he was sincere about taking action, I believe he would have done so by now. But the pressure by the public and by the media, that's the thing that might make a difference. It's about keeping the children safe in the church.
Excuse me, it happens everywhere. Yes, it happens everywhere. Scout leaders, the lot. It can happen in homes.
Very true. Hi, it's about protecting.
Barbara, you agree?
I think abuse happens everywhere. I think wherever adults are in a position of authority over children, that they abuse that authority. And the problem is that in the church officials know that it's happening and they cover it up. Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. You gave me one of those.
Oh.
I rushed past, but gosh, you must have gone through so much to, actually stand on the street and sort of come out and do this, and I just really honour that.
Well, that's so sweet of you to say. Here's the picture. This is the priest who did it to me. This one here on this side. He was never really held accountable. He's only now, in the past few years, he's been removed from ministry, and he's been told not to wear his Roman collar. But in many ways, he's still, there's so many Catholics who think he's innocent. I think people think that child molesters wear horns on their head or something. It's about keeping children safe. You guys do that, right?
Well, we do that. Yeah, thank you.
All the cardinals now. We can't see them, but they can see us. I don't think that over time that we will be perceived as the enemies of the church like we may be perceived today, because in fact, we're offering a gift to the church by exposing this evil. We're helping to eradicate the evil, and I think that as a result, children will be safer. Our church will be safer. It'll be a better place.